So in this lesson, we're going to be learning She Caught the Katy by Taj Mahal. Cool old blues tune, not your standard 12-bar blues, so it's a little different, which is cool. It's kind of a 16-bar phrase. It doesn't follow the exact 1-4-5 12-bar blues pattern that we're used to. And even the bridge, it uses basically the same 3 chords as a 12-bar blues, but in the bridge, it has some different stuff. And we do get to use a diminished 7 chord, which is pretty cool. So there's a lot of different ways you can play the songs. It's a blues tune. You don't have to stick to the actual guitar parts that are on the original recording, although I am going to teach those. But I might show you a way, it's a blues tune. You could play it with chords, you could play it with, a shuffle, like they do on the record. Play with 9 chords. You can spice it up, do it your own way if you want, and I'll show you a little bit how to do that at the end. But we're going to start with the main parts of the original Taj Mahal recording. There's kind of 2 guitar parts. One follows the bass line, which is kind of cool, and then you have this, power chord to the 6th thing, which is the main thing. So the intro, it's in B flat. So our main chords are going to be B flat, E flat, F. But we're going to have the E diminished 7 in there. And I'll show you how to play that when we get to it. We're also going to have an A flat. And that's pretty much, that's it. And there's a little lick in there, but pretty basic tune. So the intro starts with 2 bars of B flat. And then it kind of kicks into the main arrangement. So the strumming pattern, the rhythm of it is a little different. So we're going to start, it's got these dead notes in it. So you're going to start with that. So we're on the 6th fret, 8th fret, power chord, and we're going to use our pinky on the 10th fret. Then you start this with the dead note. Okay, I have to slow it down for you to hear it, but so it's a scratch, and then on the up it's and then up with the power chord, down with the pinky, up with the power chord. So down, up, down, up. That's the rhythm throughout the entire thing on every chord we're playing for the most part. But he gets started with the it's a little different when he starts. So he starts like you would normally start a shuffle. And then he starts the dead notes. So like that. Okay? So that's going to be the pattern throughout. So work on that pattern first and get that down before you kind of get into the main part of the song. So 2 bars of B flat. Then we get into the regular arrangement. Now in the intro, there is this little lick that doesn't really happen in the verse, but the arrangement is B flat for a bar, then F for a bar. So it's kind of like a quick change blues. So F is 1st fret. Then we're back to B flat. Okay, so we got let's see. B flat, F, then back to B flat, and then we have that little lick. So we got half a bar on B flat. We're on bar 5 right now, if you're following along on the tab. So we have the scratch, so half a bar of the power chord thing. Then we're going to go we're going to bar the 8th fret D, G, and B strings. It's like going to the 4 chord, the E flat. And then we're going to bar the 6th fret, same strings, and hammer on to the 7th fret of the G string. And that is basically just making a B flat 7, dominant 7 chord. Then you have this little lick, and that's just a double stop, 8th fret G and B string to 6th fret G and B string, and then hit the 6th fret G string, hammer onto the 7th fret, play the 8th fret of the D string. So let me play up to there. So we got including the intro. Then this is where the verse would start. So that's your intro, okay? Okay, so verse. We have a bar of B7, B flat, bar of F, then 3 bars of B flat, then another bar of F, and then we have 4 bars of B flat, then E flat, then E diminished, and then B flat 7, F7, B flat 7 for 2 bars. So if altogether it makes a 16-bar phrase. So I'll just play through it. It's the same thing basically as far as strumming pattern in the fingerings, just on different chords until we get to that E diminished 7. So verse. F, B flat. F, B flat. Then we go to E flat for 1 bar. Now when we go to the E diminished 7, we're just going to do 8th notes, all downstrokes. Okay. Now the way you play this from the E flat, put your 2nd finger on the 7th fret of the A string, bar the 6th fret, and then put your pinky on the 8th fret of the B string. Like that. It's pretty cool. Different kind of chord for blues. I mean, you hear it a lot, but we haven't learned a lot of tunes that use it yet, so it's kind of cool. So coming from just before the E flat. Then we got B flat, F, back to B flat for 2 bars. That's it. So that's the verse. It's not terribly difficult. And when you play along or you know the melody in your head, it makes sense. But you can also follow along with the tab there. So you got a verse, and then you have, it repeats, okay? Now the second time, at the end, it's a different ending before we go into the bridge. So we'll take it from the E flat. F, and then when you get back to the B flat, you have this riff. And that's just single note, 6th fret, 4th fret, 3rd fret, 1st fret, and then the pickup note, 1st fret again before you play the same lick again. So it's so okay, then that leads us into the bridge. The bridge is going to start on E flat. 2 bars, then go to B flat for 2 bars. Then you're going to go to A flat for 2 bars. Then we're going to go to F. For 2 bars, and you just kind of build on eighth notes there. And then it goes into a solo, I believe. And the solo is it's basically the same as a verse, but it's got an extra set of change of the B flat to F before you go to the E flat. And it's tabbed out there, the arrangement of it, but everything else is pretty much the same. You can just follow it, and if you listen to the recording, you'll hear it. It doesn't go to the E flat 7 as early as you think. It's actually like it's like a 20 bar phrase instead of 16. And then that's pretty much it, except for the last verse at the end. It does something a little different. So when we get to the E flat 7, to the E diminished, we're going to go B flat to F, and then we're going to go to E flat. So it's a little bit different change there at the end. And then we have our lick. And then the end is just a B flat dominant 7 chord. There's these harmonica licks in here. 2, 3, 4. And that's how it ends. So that's just a regular B flat dominant 7 bar chord. And then the little lick at the end is A string, 8, 7, 6. Like that. And that's all. That's the tune. That's the rhythm of it and the vibe of it. Now there's another guitar part that basically on all these chords you play the same thing. It's mimicking the bass line. And it would be, the bass line is just the root to the 3rd and a chromatic walk up to the 5th of the chord. So it's same thing here, on that lick. So it's for the B flat, it's the same for every chord. So 6th fret, the root note with your 2nd finger, because you're going to come back here, you can go back a fret, so you'll have your 1st finger free. And then 5th fret, then just chromatically to the 5th interval of the chord. So that's up to the 8th fret. And then you go to F, it's 1st fret, open A, 1, 2, 3, and then back to B flat. Now we're going to the E flat. So it's just the E flat root notes here. So you're just moving everything down a string now. Now for the E diminished chord, you're gonna play the same thing you just played for the E flat 7, but you're gonna change the root note to the 7th fret. So we go E flat 7. But this part is the same on the D string. Then we're back to our B flat, F, B flat. Okay, so that's all there is to that part. And then the bridge, same thing. It's always that lick over whatever chord's playing. Now we're going to the A flat. And it doesn't play the lick on the build-up in the bridge. could play, you know, if you're playing with another person, it sounds cool to have both going. Whatever. So, or you can mix and match the two. That's all the parts on the record. The solo is a harmonica solo. But if you want to solo over it on guitar, it's B flat. You would use B flat, you know, pentatonic, major or minor. You know, you can do stuff like that. So I would encourage you to put the original recording on and play around with it. B flat. It's good practice to solo along to, you know, our favorite records. Now, to show you that you can play this really kind of however you want. As long as you're following the chord pattern, you can play it as full chords. So you can play as full, you know, 9 dominant 7 chords here, or play the F here. I was playing the F up here with the root note here. You can do all kinds of stuff as long as you're following the chord, the harmonic structure of the song. So that's it. That's She Caught the Katy by Taj Mahal.